We're live. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. As you can see,
Hi guys.
we're not in our studio. We are traveling at the moment, but that's not going to stop us from bringing you guys some education.
Oh, we love these calls.
Yes, so appreciate you guys joining us. This is your first time, welcome. We do these trainings every Monday, typically at noon. But we do the training to just educate you guys on some type of health topic or a product that we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And as you can see, today's probably going to be about a product, but it's a big topic too.
Yes, it is a big topic and lots of misconceptions. So we're going to go through a lot of it. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel, leave us comments, leave us feedback, ask us questions. If your question pertains to the topic today, then we will address it towards the end. So we're kind of speaking to everybody here when we talk about electrolytes, even though there's a lot of, like I said, misconceptions and myths that we're going to go through, but water alone is not enough. That's the biggest thing. Water alone is not enough. So if you're not using electrolytes on a regular basis, you're not truly hydrating your body. You're kind of just delaying dehydration in a sense. And we want to discuss today why everybody needs to be using electrolytes on a daily basis. We're going to talk about what are electrolytes. We're going to talk a little bit about the science behind it, and of course our product. So, most people think like electrolytes are for super hot days, intense workouts, a lot of sweat, or even illness, right? When maybe you have to go to the hospital for something, you have to get IV fluids. Those are all, that's not just water. Those are all electrolytes. But the truth is our bodies need electrolytes every single day to function. So I'm going to run through just why daily electrolytes matter. Just super brief here, and then we'll kind of dive into more. But we lose minerals every day through sweat, like we know, urine, breathing, even stress.
Yeah, right. So after a long night of sleeping, you've definitely lost a lot of minerals.
Yeah, big time. Filtered or bottled water has no minerals. So it's great that we're, maybe drinking filtered clean water, but without replenishing the electrolytes, it can dilute the internal balance and lead to fatigue. Yeah. I mean, part of dehydration leads to fatigue.
Absolutely.
Our modern diets, they are low in minerals, so we're not getting these minerals that we need from these highly processed diets.
So you get some form of sodium, but it's typically out of disproportionate amounts.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And then also caffeine, alcohol, medications. We said stress. They all dehydrate you and increase mineral loss, even without any type of physical activity, right? Or like crazy sweating. So daily hydration.
You missed a big one though.
Oh, what?
Medications too.
Yeah, I said.
Did you say that?
Caffeine, alcohol, medications, and stress.
Okay.
Yeah, medications is a big one.
Drug-induced depletions is a real thing. A lot of meds can cause that.
Yeah. So if you are hydrating properly daily, you have more energy, better digestion, improved muscle and nerve function. I mean, all this stuff.
That's absolutely true. Yes.
Right? And we just think we're counting our glasses of water a day, or we're carrying around these, big
jugs of water.
And we're getting all of our water in, and which is a wonderful thing. But again, if you're not getting the electrolytes, if you're not getting the proper minerals, you're not doing your body a favor. So it doesn't matter whether you're sitting at a desk all day, whether you just are at home taking care of your kids, whatever it is, traveling for work, walking, it doesn't matter. Your body needs electrolytes. So yeah, let's go into just really what are electrolytes, and then I'll.
Yeah, sure, no problem at all. In this case, we're going to talk about sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Those, in that order for the most part, those are charged minerals. Magnesium, you guys have heard probably talk about a lot, is the macro mineral, right? It's like you need a lot of magnesium, but what you got to realize too is the sodium is the one that you actually need a lot of, right? So when you look at a label and you look at what's in it, you're looking for the way that magnesium, potassium, and sodium are split up in ratio. How much of each one of those is in the product? That's gonna be a real big determinant on how good of a quality, on how high quality a product is. So that's really what they are. Electrolytes are nothing more than just charged minerals. So in this case, sodium's they're all they're all positively charged minerals.
Right. So running through each one, sodium plays a key role in maintaining fluid balance.
Of course.
Nerve signaling, helping your cells absorb and retain the water. So without enough sodium, hydration simply doesn't reach your cells.
Simple. It's osmosis.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, water will travel from a area of lower concentration to a higher concentration. That's the way it will balance itself out. So when an environment, and it's not only just the sodium, it's the chloride ion as well that makes salt. So sodium chloride is salt, and then when you split the two ions, one's positive and one's negatively charged.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And then there's potassium,
Mm-hmm.
crucial for balancing sodium levels, supporting heart rhythm, and helping muscles function properly. It also regulates how fluids move in and out of your cells, preventing cramping,
Absolutely.
right? Fatigue.
And this is where the science kind of comes in, right? Because
Sure.
the ratio in the body, there's a thing called a sodium potassium pump where it's a 5-to-1 ratio. So 5 sodium to 1 potassium. If you look at what we've done here in the bag, we've matched that ratio. That is what causes the membrane potential in the nerves. That's why when you talk about muscle, nerve, energy, all the different things. That's how the nerves send signals through these membrane potentials, through this sodium potassium pump. And a lot of times the body does need more than we're providing it. So it'll free it up in other ways, but that's when you get into the cramping issues, the stress issues, the anxiety issues, all those different other kind of side effects of not having enough of these minerals.
Right. And then, of course, magnesium. I mean, we talk about magnesium all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body.
That's right.
I mean, it's extremely important for helping to relax our muscles and our nerves, support healthy energy,
That's right.
for potassium, right? And calcium into your cells, just speaking of. I mean, just noting the form we use is magnesium glycinate, a superior form. Okay, so did you want to go more into the science of cellular hydration, or do you feel like you covered?
I mean, I feel like we touched on it. I think it gets complicated when you start really diving into cations, anions, and the science and the stuff like that. But just know that we've tried to mimic the normal 5-to-1. I think that's a very important takeaway, because that's exactly how the body works to create the sodium potassium pump.
Right, definitely. Okay, let's talk about, because I did see a question on it, so I'm going to jump ahead to where I had a couple myths I wanted to talk about. So somebody was just asking a question about high blood pressure, which is like the most common question I get about electrolytes, because they see the sodium and they've always been told to avoid sodium. And so the thought is sodium causes high blood pressure and bloating, so therefore I should avoid it. My doctor's always told me to avoid it. But the truth is the type of sodium and the context matters more than the real number.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think there's a lot to be said about this topic right here. This is not an easy one to dispel because the government, FDA, has gotten behind it. There's recommendations to limit the amount of sodium that you take in a day. But what they're failing to identify is the other root causes that have contributed to why people are worried about this. Why are they worried about it? Because they have maybe kidney disease, maybe they have insulin resistance and diabetes. They could potentially have high blood pressure, heart disease. These can be secondary to other lifestyle things. So if you're sedentary, if you're unhealthy, if you're not properly hydrated, and an easy way to look at this is from the government's point of view is to say, well, it's the sodium. We got to blame the sodium.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's other things though. It's not the sodium.
Right. And think about too with like sodium in like the foods that you're eating. So say you're buying highly processed foods that are typically very high in sodium because it helps enhance the flavor.
Right.
Those foods are stripped of minerals. And so you're just getting all this sodium and you're not getting the potassium and magnesium that helps the whole system function properly. Sodium is vital for maintaining blood pressure and blood volume. It's vital for nerve and muscle function. So the context really, really, really matters. So yes, we always will advise avoiding those high sodium processed foods 100%. Cook your whole foods, season it with a little bit of natural Himalayan sea salt or whatever whatever you use at your table, something a high quality salt, and keep it as simple as that and use your electrolytes, right? That's what you need to be doing instead of going and eating those high sodium rich, again, processed junk.
Yeah, exactly. It's junk.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. So if you're doing the things she just said, and then you would look to an hydration amplifier like an electrolyte replacement like this, then you're talking about optimized health and homeostasis and giving the body exactly what it needs.
Right. So too little sodium can be a negative thing. right?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
of
can lead to
course.
dizziness. It can trigger like adrenal
Again,
fatigue.
adrenal fatigue. Yep. Again, cramping,
Right.
headaches. Sure. Stress, anxiety, all that stuff, of course.
So think about it. Sodium can raise blood pressure in excess without balancing the other minerals like potassium and magnesium, which again is so perfectly balanced in this hydration amplifier. So avoid those processed foods that are high in sodium. If it comes in a package, guys, look at the sodium content. Look, I mean, just like we look at the sugar content of things like that. If it comes in a package, something is super high in there to make it taste better. That's just how it goes.
That
Whether
is how
it's,
it goes.
even when you get mm, like um like say I'm just gonna pick a low fat. I mean, you'll look at it. I think with like low fat cottage cheese. Like if you're picking like low fat cottage cheese, you'll even notice the sodium level of that is raised to help balance the flavor. So like that's what we always talk about. The healthiest way to do it is go for like the whole full fat, the real ingredient, natural source rather than making it low fat and stripping things and adding things. Yeah, a little tangent there. Another one too is I kind of addressed it, but I don't sweat, so I don't need electrolytes. Or maybe you will just say, well, I'm only going to take it on the days that I sweat. But you lose electrolytes even when you're not sweating, which you just said. We lose electrolytes every day. You lose electrolytes when you sleep.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You wake up in the morning. I mean, this is what I do. I've already had mine this morning. First thing in the morning, I have a big glass of water and I put my hydration amplifier in it. I am replenishing what I just lost during my sleep. Before I'm even doing anything active during the day, before I'm even
You even had your coffee.
even 100%, yeah,
Right.
need to hydrate properly. So remember, sweat is not the only way you lose electrolytes. Through our urine, through our breathing, high stress, medication.
Caffeine.
Yeah, I mean, many people are actually in a state of chronic low grade dehydration, even if they're not. So like, think about that. Think about if that's going on with you.
And most people know that like 70% or more of our body is made up of water, right? Depends on the compartment, right? Depends on the muscle. Could be, fat has only about 10% of water content. The eyes, the skin, the hair, the heart, lungs, of course, they all have different concentrations, but it's not just pure like water.
Right.
It's salt water. It's electrolyte water. That's what the body's made up of, and we've got to ensure that there's a proper balance. Now, the body will maintain very tight homeostasis of not only sodium and potassium, but also of pH. Now, when the body gets a little low, it'll pull it from other areas, and I just mentioned that earlier. That's where the kidney will preserve it, because the kidney does regulate our sodium very, very tightly. And it'll pull it from other areas of the body, and that's why certain systems can start to break down. That brain fog can kick in. That headache can, these different things. Difficulty managing your stress, feeling just a lot of malaise and fatigue. What are some other things? And of course, when it comes to exercise performance, you'll notice it very quickly there, because you won't have the stamina or the strength or the output. So all of these reasons, you don't have to be some world-class athlete. Electrolytes, I guess, is my point.
100%. And so a little bit more on like when to use electrolytes. Like first we said first thing in the morning. That's my preference.
Yeah.
But before, during, after workout
Absolutely.
or sports.
Yep.
Hot climates.
Right.
Travel, air travel specifically.
Right.
That will dehydrate you.
Sure.
If you tend to follow like a low carb or intermittent fasting diet, experiencing brain fog, low energy, muscle cramps, dizziness, low blood pressure, But again, the question I saw that popped up was like, is this for everybody? It is. But as long as you're consuming a healthy, balanced diet, right? If you are out there just surviving on packaged foods, your sodium level is through the roof, right? So the negativity of that, like that's not going to be fixed by taking a hydration amplifier. You need to eliminate that and take the hydration amplifier to hydrate your body properly.
That's right.
So just highlighting some key benefits of electrolytes: rapid cellular hydration, improved mental clarity, better energy and focus, cramp and fatigue prevention, supports exercise recovery, balances blood pressure naturally, supports adrenal health and cortisol regulation. And I also want to say with the cramp and fatigue prevention, I love the word, right? I love prevention. I love taking care of your body to prevent things. How many times do I get the question is, I deal with muscle cramps and fatigue. What can I do? Well, like let's not get there. Let's work on the other side, and let's hydrate properly every day, so we're not getting these cramps and fatigue, right? It's all about being proactive about our health. Everything that we talk about, like, I want you to think about it at the beginning, not at the end, right? We ran through a little bit of our formula wide superior.
Yep. Yeah. What else is
You
going
have
on
the
there?
balance. You've also added
Oh, acerola. We have some vitamin
yeah,
C in there. So you get 100 milligrams of vitamin C through the acerola, organic acerola cherry.
400 milligrams.
Well, it's 400 milligrams weight of the acerola,
Oh,
but the
gotcha.
vitamin C component's
Gotcha.
4 to 1, so it's 100 milligrams of actual vitamin C.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were very very careful about how we flavored. So you'll see we use some organic watermelon flavor. We have some organic stevia, just because we try to we want to use as little as needed, because it's difficult to flavor. We know that the salts are difficult to mask, to cover up, to flavor.
Right. So yeah, I mean, remember when you're drinking an electrolyte powder, like it should be salty. So
Yeah,
you're going to have that little bit of saltiness, right? It's gonna for some people who have never been using electrolytes, it's the taste might take some getting used to in a sense because you're not used to drinking something that tastes salty.
yeah.
Which is just very normal. And you got to remember some of these other products brands out there, you guys, they add also a ton of sugar. Like
Right,
you don't want that. You've
exactly.
got you're drinking excess sugar for no reason.
Yeah,
Maybe it makes it taste a little
avoid
better.
the
But
added
like,
sugar for sure.
yeah,
It's not necessary. We're not like some crazy endurance athletes that need sugar.
right. And the form of everything matters. The form of the salt used, the form of the magnesium used. Like it's very important. So that's why you did.
Yeah,
The sodium is Himalayan pink salt.
yeah,
The magnesium is magnesium glycinate. Like
yeah. So it's right
all
there.
very beneficial, bioavailable. Everything that goes into it really matters. And of course, so this today we have our
This is the
watermelon
watermelon.
flavor
Yep.
with us, which is we just launched it last week, I
Yeah,
believe it was.
yeah. It's a new launch for
So
us.
now we have the two flavors. We have the lemonade and the watermelon. So I love them both. I like to alternate between the two just for different flavors. Try the lemonade. Make sure you try the watermelon.
I think most,
Juice.
yeah, most
You
people I
haven't
think are
had yours
saying
yet, have you?
no. I think most people are saying right now they prefer the watermelon over the lemonade. I like them both.
I like them both.
They're just very hard to flavor. It's just not an easy thing to flavor. So you can see there's 30 stick packs in a bag. The top just tears right off. So you take the top off. Obviously, it dissolves very easily in water.
Oh, I have a little note here too. That a lot of times people over the age of 50 have declining thirst sensitivity, right?
That's
So
true. Just
it's
like protein.
right. So it's really important that those are getting their electrolytes. It's really important. So you need to make sure again you're hydrating properly, not with water.
Salty. I love it. I think it
Right.
tastes amazing.
Yeah, like I said, if you're not used to drinking electrolytes,
It's
it's
salty.
going to take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been drinking electrolyte powder every morning for gosh knows how long. So the flavor is very. Did you see any other questions come in? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot.
You
There,
saw
people are asking,
questions?
yeah, all the different things that are coming through with the
Someone says, I hate the salty taste
taste
of
is
electrolyte.
tough. I know. You guys gotta
Yeah,
get used to it. I
it
know.
is. It is. I mean, even, I sometimes, well, even before this, I was drinking, before we made our own, I was drinking an unflavored one, and it really just tastes like you're drinking salt water. Will it break my fast? No. An electrolyte will not break your fast. It will actually benefit you during your fast. Because think about another thing I said in here is those that really need it are that follow fasting protocols, as well as like low carb diets.
So just remember, though, to reemphasize the importance of this, the government in our country anyway says, hey, 2.3 grams a day should basically be your sodium limit. Per stick pack, we have 1 gram of sodium. Talk about sodium right now. Whereas, like Lisa said, if you're eating packaged and ultra processed foods and you're getting a disproportionate amount of sodium because it's used as preservative and to increase flavor and a different stability, all these things in foods, if you cut that out, which you absolutely should, because it's doing more harm than it is good, it's not good for you, right? Cut that part out. If you focus on proper hydration, proper water consumption, along with electrolytes, you have nothing to worry about from an excess sodium load perspective. But if you were just to sit around sedentary and eat a lot of processed foods and then add this in and do nothing more other than that, it could be too much sodium for you, of course. Now, what would happen? What's the worst case? Yes, I think transiently it can increase blood pressure, but your kidneys are just going to eliminate it. But overall,
Right.
you're not going to be any healthier for it. You've
Right.
got to have the proper lifestyle balance for this product to really be able to do its job.
Definitely. Somebody asked here when you when you land in the hospital, what is that bag they first give you?
It depends why you're there, but absolutely,
Yeah,
it's sodium chloride. You know, they're gonna have a bag of normal saline, which is sodium chloride. They have isotonic solutions and other stuff, but like no, the sodium chloride, and they'll typically add magnesium to it and some other things. That's just their hydration bags. Those are IV bags.
when I first joined, I was recommended to take the hydration amplifier. I wasn't drinking enough water, plus I was always thirsty. This here has been a game changer for me. Like you'll really notice, like, and it's crazy that how much better you can feel when you're hydrated properly.
Oh my gosh.
It's so simple. It is so simple, but so many people, like I said, are in a chronic state of like low grade dehydration. Guys, you'll feel horrible.
You can notice that too in your skin, your dry mouth. You can. It's typically that's a little late though. You know, if you're integumentary, like your skin doesn't rebound very quickly. You know, if you don't have the elasticity in your skin, that could be a chronic dehydration issue there.
Right. And yes, can help with restless leg syndrome. Not
a lot of the muscle nerve conduction
It's
stuff.
not just the magnesium part; it's the whole balance again.
The whole balance.
Right? The ratio of it.
That's right.
So any other, further questions, guys, that may have not gotten to, you can shoot them my way. But I do feel like we've said a lot. It's been very explanatory. And guys, it doesn't hurt you to try it and see how you feel. Again, this is every day. We need to be hydrating properly every day. We drink water every day. But again, if water alone doesn't hydrate you, you've got to be taking your electrolytes every single day. Big deal. So
for sure.
don't wait for heat, excess heat. Don't wait for these crazy workouts or illness to then start hydrating. If you have a brain, a heart, a body, you need to hydrate daily.
For sure.
So, I didn't.
What is it? I do, but I don't want to say it wrong.
Okay, so for members, it's $19.95. Again, you get 30 servings in here, 30 stick packs. So if you're a member, meaning you pay the $9.95 a month to get access to our membership pricing, $19.95. If you're buying at retail, 30 stick packs. Okay?
Yes.
So easy.
High quality.
Right.
Of
So
course.
easy.
Lowest price product on the market.
Yep. So make sure you get yours today if you haven't. And if you do have it and you haven't taken yours today, make sure you get it because you're all awake. Bodies are moving.
That's it.
All right, guys. Thanks
Appreciate
so much.
everybody.
Appreciate you watching us. Until next time.
Yeah, next time. We'll see you guys
All right.
next time.
Bye.
Take care now. See ya.